Hello, hello, hello. I'm going live in about 30 seconds. Stay tuned. The Vancouver Canucks lost 4-0 against the Detroit Red Wings. I'll be here in 30 seconds. I'm just going to quickly go and grab myself a drink, and then we are good to go and ready to rock. Crispy, I see you, buddy. Nice to have you in here. So just give me 30 more seconds. Cheers, guys. All right. What is going on, everybody? It's Jacob Doodle here. Nice to have you guys with us in your Vancouver Canucks post-game show against the future Canucks, Nate Danielson and Casper. No, I was kidding. Losing 4-0 in a... it was an odd game, right? Like, something's got to give here soon. I think that's pretty fair to say. It's just, this team right now, I think it's pretty fair to say that they don't have the talent right now to survive the amount of injuries, and on top of it, not just the amount of injuries, I don't think they have the talent right now to be a somewhat competitive team unless they got literally everybody back. There was too many mistakes in the offseason. We don't have the depth, and it just continues to show that. Section, what is going on, Crispy Spectacle? He says, well, you said you would give them 5 more games. I believe they went 1-4 in those 5. LOL. So what's your verdict? I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I think I'm at the stance of like there's maybe a 1% chance. I think we're pretty cooked. Let's be honest. We don't even have Pettersson playing right now. Our center position is an absolute train wreck. It's just we do not have the talent to compete, and I think now something has to give here. We need to have a trade either to spark this team, or there needs to be a trades and start thinking about the future. I think that's pretty fair to say. It's just there's too many losses piling up. There's too many injuries piling up. There's just not enough talent on this team. It doesn't look good. I think I'm pretty fair to say that we're not going to be making the playoffs, which is painful. I had them at, guys, I don't know if there was many more people as optimistic as me. I had them at 97 points this year. 97. Crispy spectacle. Hey, man. The Jabroni, nice to have you in here, buddy. He says, I hate foot. I don't even think this is a foot problem. Like, look at the roster. This isn't a shot at like the guys who are playing. It's just we have no center depth. Like, the fact is, in the first and second period, I thought we looked pretty damn good. We couldn't finish, and we can't finish because we don't have the talent right now to score on those golden opportunities. It's pretty evident. I think it's pretty fair to say. At this point, I have achieved nirvana from Sith. If we win, we are closer to the cup. If we lose, we are closer to McKenna. So, you know what? I'll say this. This draft, let's be honest, it's absolutely stacked. Like, this draft is crazy. There are power forwards. The only problem is there's not a ton of centers near the top. That's the only problem, you know? There's just not a ton of centers. That's maybe the only thing. But overall, though, this team, I think it's time to really, truly talk about and push some future trades here. It's already, the Quinn Hughes stuff is just, there's so much smoke right now. I wonder if anything's going to happen here. Hans, nice to have you here once again, buddy. And Sith as well. Missing number 1 center, number 2 center, the number 3 center, LMAO, stoked for a top 3 pick. Well, if we're not going to have those centers throughout the rest of the season, but they're going to come back. I really do wonder if we're going to come bottom 5th when everybody is healthy. You know? It's going to be fascinating to see. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, yeah? That's really going out of a limb, eh? I think we need to go at 113 point pace to make the playoffs. Hey man, I'm all for miracle comebacks and miracle runs, and I would go crazy if that happened. But something tells me that's probably not gonna happen. I'm surprised no one threw a jersey. Hey, what's up, Jog? Nice to have you in here. I'm over the whole jersey throwing stage. I've never been a fan of the whole jersey throwing part, but I do understand fans getting frustrated and pissed off. The Appliance Repair Pro 8181. I'm surprised it's not 676. Is that what the kids do? 6767? I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to fit in. Nice to have you in here. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you in here. Pleasure to have you in here, buddy. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Be a part of this community, man. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. It'd be great to have you aboard. You say no center depth and no goals. Well, yeah. Well, centers are arguably, if not the most important position in hockey. They're not just for your defensive reliability, but they're also the people that carry the puck a lot of the time and pass the puck along to some of your wingers who work hard along the boards. They're kind of like the control, right? They're the leaders of the ice. And when you don't have that depth to have those leaders, it makes people around you a little bit worse as well. But we've had a ton of scoring chances today from a ton, like Sherwood had a ton of chances today. Right? It's just unfortunate he didn't finish. But it's a talent problem right now, and that's a big issue. The top 3 in this draft are all fighting for first overall. The top 5 are all elite, and the top 10 are all fighting for top 5. No, it's an unbelievable draft year. Like, if there's ever been a year, this would be the year. You know what I mean? Like, this is a great year if you want to be in that tanking kind of mode, right? By the way, quickly on the stats here, Canucks had 37 shots. Detroit had 20. You know, we had better face-offs by 50 there. 51.9% over 48.1. Power plays were both 0 for 2. Not a lot of penalty minutes. 27 hits. 7 block shots. That's the lowest I've seen it so far all year. That's interesting. Wow. 22 for Detroit. And they did have 27 hits, which is interesting, though. Giveaways 13 to 17, takeaways 2. It's a really weird stat there. What's your guys' opinion on the whole block shots thing? Only 7 block shots tonight. Really, I guess Detroit didn't get a lot of shots on that. Maybe that's it. Tank City Baby from Louis the Logger. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who are on a part of that. The tank train. We'll probably do a lottery simulator later in the stream just for fun. I know you guys love to see that. So do we tank the rest of the season, trade Hughes, get some draft picks as well as a center, and then we get a good draft pick? Well, let me go through the rest of the comments here real quick, and then we can talk about some of the trade packages that I'm hearing the most off different social media platforms on Quinn Hughes, okay? Hughes and Hronek both -2 tonight. Hey, people first, Yukon 8243. First time I believe you're in here. Welcome, my friend. Nice to have you in here. Welcome to the community. Drop a sub if you are new here and hang out. Yeah, they were -2 today. I don't know. I don't think they were bad. Like Hronek probably didn't have the best game. Hughes was fine, but like you can see there's something off going on. Like they're still working somewhat hard. It's just there's the feeling of they know it's just not looking good. Now, the positive here, by the way, is Jabroni says we're only 6 points out of the wild card. It is a very condensed like points right now. There is. But the problem is you have to climb so many teams. So if you get 1 or 2 points, they're one of the other 2 teams or 5 teams or 10 teams are all going to get points as well, right? You'd have to go on like a fucking 12-game win streak to catch up those 6 points. We need someone like Matt Boldy. Could have drafted him. Yeah, he's a great player. Gibson is our kryptonite. Gibson's first shutty. Tankinen MVP. That's not nice, man. The thing about Tankinen, the thing about Lankinen, man, like he's obviously there's something going on. I really hope everything's going well with his family. He left on personal leave, and he hasn't been good this year. I think it's pretty fair to say. Tolopilo's been great though, which is really nice to say. But I think that Lankinen will bounce back in the second half of the season. I actually have confidence in him. I just really believe in him. He's a really good goalie. I don't know what's going on this year. Lowest block shot and PD isn't there. Yeah, good point. PD does block a ton of shots. That's a really good point. If we lose to the Buffalo, then that's it. It'll reserve a ticket on the tank. Well, if we lose to Buffalo, oh boy, that would be something, wouldn't it? Guess who started Gibson tonight? Our favorite number 1 Canucks fan, McDowell's in oil, slowly transitioning or transferring to him into a Canucks fan. We're going to do it slowly at a time here. I'm just going to say something crazy here. I think this is some sort of voodoo on the team causing bad energy. I don't know if it's voodoo. I don't know if there's like crystals and sages and stuff like that going on here. I think that maybe it's a Canucks curse more than anything. No, I did not see that. So in the last 5 years, we have traded away 2 captains in Horvat and Hughes. If where he's traded, it's been through 4 different coaches with Bruce, Green, Tocchet, and Foote dealt last this season. Yeah, that's fair. There obviously was a ton of mistakes that this management made, especially this offseason and a little bit last offseason, and some of the targets they've targeted. And right now, it is starting to bite us. Yes, we've had some bad luck of injuries, but you took a lot of gambles as well. Like Kane was a gamble. Hito was a gamble. You know what I mean? Like these are gambles as well. These aren't just guys that we got. They chose to grab them. To our Coronado for Tage, Nurse, and McCann. Let me go back to you on that one. Management has failed in the owners from top to bottom. I don't know what the ownership is thinking, to be honest. Are they going to let us do a rebuild? Everybody's saying no. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So they're going to roll another retool, get some young guys, and keep rolling it back. Like this is what it is. Like this is what it's going to be. This ownership. I don't believe, and based off past history, it doesn't look like we're going to be doing a proper rebuild. So we're going to just have to roll with it and trade some guys like Sherwood and Quinn and run it back, and then get a top pick and run it back. Like, what else can we do? Like, we don't have any power really to change that. They didn't even rebuild properly during the Benning era. Like, they're not going to do it now. It just doesn't make sense. Like, they just won't do it. I think the entire team planned this from the get around Aqua not wanting to rebuild, but Aussie group. No, I don't think so. I want to trade the McDowells to I don't know why. I don't know why either. I have a Tolopito start. Hey, man, Tolopito's been good, and he continues to be good. There you go, buddy. I think Tocchet was better. Yeah, Rick Tocchet is having a good season out in Philadelphia as well. So, congratulations to him. He looks like he's got that team in order. Demko is killing you. Well, that's another gamble, right? They signed him, right? And he got hurt. It's a gamble. It backfired. Like, this has been a pretty common theme so far this year. There is a bunch of gambles, and they simply backfired. All right. So, while we're in here, I want you guys right now to give me your best trade offers for fun, realistic trade offers for Quinn Hughes before the trade deadline. Okay, we're not talking about in the offseason on a sign and trade. I'm just going, let's do something more recent. Give me your best realistic trade offers for Quinn Hughes, before the trade deadline. Let me hear it in chat while I go over the scores here. You guys can think about it. All right, JVR, still in the league, by the way. Scoring, fourth goal in 5 games or something like that. Compher with the assist. Rasmussen with the assist. 1-0 Detroit. Andrew Kopp, assisted by Axel Sandin Pellikka, future Vancouver Canuck. And DeBrincat with the assist there, making it 2-0. Also future Canuck Nate Danielson, assisted again by Axel Sandin Pellikka. 2 assists there. And also future Canuck Marco Kasper. Guys, there's the trade we want right there, right? Is that it right there? Danielson, Kasper, Sandin, Pellikka? That would be best case scenario. I don't think we're getting all 3. Get 2 of those 3 guys. I think people would be pretty happy, especially if it's Sandin and Danielson. I think people would be pretty happy with that in a first rounder or something like that. And then Dylan Larkin. No, we're not getting him. And not future Canuck in Lucas Raymond. They got the empty netter there to make it 4-0. The Vancouver Canucks lose to the Detroit Red Wings 4-0. Shutout. The Canucks got completely and utterly shut out. Back to chat. I drafted him as my number 1 goalie in the other league. Uh-oh. Any chance we flip Hedl? Hedl, if he gets traded, it's probably just going to be in a package with a cap dump situation. So, and to be honest, I'm hearing good things that he might be coming back. Like, I think it was Rick Dollywall mentioned that he's skating now and things are looking more promising, and he might be looking to make a comeback here pretty soon. So it looks like he will make a comeback this season. It definitely does seem to be trending that way. So that's really good news for Filipino. We just want him to stay healthy. Hopefully no more shots to the head, and he can play the rest of the season. That would be great. So no extension. No, we're not going with trade pat right now. We're just going to talk about Quinn Hughes trade deadline type trades, or even before deadline. We'll do that after in the offseason, because it completely changes. Like, teams that can sign and trade with Quinn are probably 3 teams I can think of, maybe 4. Now we have the whole league possibility at the deadline, right? Celebrating for Hughes, yeah. Good luck with that. Crosby in a first, yeah, good luck with that. No trade equal best option. Well, if you're saying no trade now and trade him in the offseason, yeah, that's a possibility. A lot of people want to do that as well. Draisaitl or nothing at all. We're not getting Draisaitl. Quinn Hughes for Bo Byram and Brody Zimmer. I think we can get more than that for Quinn Hughes. Brody Zimmer. You know what? I'm not super familiar with Brody. Let me take a quick look at him. Let me take a quick. He's 5'11", 190 pounds. He's 19 years old. He was selected in the 3rd round, 71st overall by the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, we're going to need to get a hell of a lot more for that if we're trading Quinn Hughes for that package. That's not enough. Quinn Hughes for Owen Tippett in the first. I think we're going to need a lot more than that. We're a lot more than that. This is Quinn Hughes, the 2nd best defenseman in the league. Like, you're not going to trade him for, you know what I mean? Like, this is the 2nd best defenseman in the league. We got to get something of significant value, you know? I was about to say how the Wings wasted Larkin, but then they won. So Larkin's a fucking awesome hockey player, eh? Isn't he just super fun to watch? You know? He's just a super fun guy to watch play hockey. Two-way ability, just really, really good, man. Quinn Hughes for Matthew Knies. I wouldn't mind Knies in a package, but they would need to add more than just Matthew Knies. The problem is, like, what else does Toronto have? Like, will it be Cowan and Knies and what? They don't even have a first. We need a center. Like, if we're gonna trade Quinn, I almost feel like you have to, you have to have a center there, right? It's going to be a disappointing return. I hate to say it, but I really hope it's not the case. But it does feel the Vancouver Canucks have a history of getting pretty disappointing returns for a lot of their major trades, and it scares me a bit. Like, sports scares me, obviously. Sports scares me a little bit for sure. Because, like, what if they go out and they don't get proper value for them? Like, this is like, come on. Like, by the way, Sherwood had 10 hits tonight. I'm looking at 10 hits in 17 minutes and 50 seconds. Look at that stat. Unbelievable. And he had 4 shots. At least 3 of them were scoring chances for sure. Sherwood was all over again. How does he not score? It's unreal. The last few games, he's had so many chances. He's not scoring now, but he's looked good. Man. If we get the number 1 pick, I will lose my shit. Well, Louis, you don't have to worry about that because we are not getting the number 1 pick. We're cursed. We're never going to get the number 1 pick. I think it would be better to, like, just pretend that dream never happened. Let's fight for number 2, you know? Let's get Stenlund, you know? Let's fight for 2. If we get the first pick, man, I would go absolutely insane. Toronto is in worse shape. They have no futures. Yeah, well, they're not in the best shape, but they're looking a little bit better recently. They're picking up a few wins, but they don't have much of a future there. Should I be concerned at all that Quinn has not a point in the last 6 games? Is that right? Well, like, that must be affecting him. Also, not having centers doesn't help. Look at that. Quinn Hughes does not have a point. Is that 6 games? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. That's right. Wow. That's crazy. That is so hard to believe. That blows me away. Wow. Wow. What do you guys think about that? What do you think the reasoning for that is? Is it just the roster, the talent, or do you think Quinn's choked, or combination of everything? What do you guys think? By the way, quick little update from Adam Foote. Elias Pettersson felt better today, which is a good sign, but the team will know more on his time frame for his absence in the next couple days. Considering Quinn's contract and all that talk around him and the season he's having, you can't realistically expect a man. Yes, you can. He's the second best defenseman in the league. I truly believe you can realistically expect a massive package. I think there's going to be a bidding war when we get closer to the deadline. And if you even wait until the offseason, think about, let's just say we're in the offseason right now, okay? Just for fun. Let's just say it got past the deadline. So a lot of people are saying, well, there's only going to be a few teams that he'll sign long-term with. Okay, those 3 teams are most likely, or 4 teams, will be New Jersey Devils, right? Detroit Red Wings, Philadelphia Flyers, and maybe a mystery team. So if you're this close, and you're the New Jersey Devils, and you're this close to getting Quinn Hughes, right? But then he might go to Detroit or Philadelphia, that's going to start a bidding war too, right? You're not going to wait another 6 years to get a guy like Quinn. You know what I mean? There's going to be a bidding war regardless if it's now, it's just going to be more teams and 2 playoff runs, or if it's going to be in the offseason on a sign and trade. Because everybody knows if Quinn gets traded in the offseason, it's going to be a sign and trade, right? It's going to be a sign and trade. So they're going to be fighting it out. So if you're a team like Detroit who really wants Quinn, you will overpay. Like, I believe it. I truly believe it. We should get really good value for him. This team is beyond bad. Hey, Mark, man, nice to have you in here. Yeah, they played well in the first couple periods, but they did not play well in the third period so much, and Detroit just took it to us a little bit at the end there. I mean, what Pronger got when he was traded at first, that's a different era, completely different. It's you can't even compare the two. Do I watch the Eagles? No, I'm actually a Seahawks fan. Yeah, top 3 would be nice. Sure would, wouldn't it? By the way, we have a ton of people leaving comments in chat. Nice to have every single person in here. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you guys are not subscribed, you guys can subscribe. You can leave a like. It really does help. Leave comments in the chat. Follow on Twitter. You guys can also become members if you guys like, or super chats. There's a lot of different options to support. Just thank you so much for hanging out, guys. There's so many people in here. Quinn for Byram and Thompson. I would do that, but they wouldn't. I don't think they would give Tage and Byram. If Buffalo wants a shake-up, would they do just Tage? But why would Quinn sign long-term? Like, that means it would be just for 2 years. Buffalo's not in that stage right now. You know what I mean? Why would you take first overall? Who would I take? McKenna. That's because the talk around Tage maybe wanting out. Yeah, I can see that. But I haven't heard anything about that right now. Lankinen was terrible tonight. Needs to go. Tolopilo is far better. Tolopilo's having a better season. It's still pretty early. 4 games now? 3.5 games in a bit, right? I would like to see a bit more. I think Lankinen's going to bounce back in the second half. I believe him. LGRW Woo. I don't even know what that means. What's that stand for? Hopefully it's PG. Hopefully it's PG. LGRW. Nice to have you in here, Dylan. Happy to have you in here. Welcome, my friend. Why would Buffalo even trade for Quinn? It's kind of exactly what I just said there. Dylan with the octopuses there. Is that another meme thing that I don't know about? Buffalo would bite because it's Buffalo. Congratulations to the... Adam is in here. Hey, Adam, man. Nice to have you in here, brother. Always a pleasure to see you. Nice to have you in here. I heard if the losing continues till Christmas, the Alvin and Rutherford are gone. You know what? It does. There were some questions that will they be able to even make this Quinn Hughes trade if this continues? I think if it happens obviously before the deadline, they're obviously going to make it. If it survives to the off season, I don't like when people lose their jobs, but yeah, it is. I guess it is a possibility that the Canucks will say, you know what, we'll just try different management to go out and trade Quinn, right? That's a very big possibility. And who knows, maybe a miracle will happen, guys. Everything's going to be okay. Quinn's going to say, fuck, I love Vancouver. I'm a captain here. I'm going to stick around. He's going to be singing Kumbaya. It's going to be a great time. You never know. Trade Quinn Hughes now from Adam. Sure, he flees Buffalo in that package. Lots of picks and prospects. Hey, we have ourselves a gifted One Doodle Hockey membership. Can we get some hypes in the chat here for Adam Lee? Let me know who got that gifted membership. That would be fantastic. Adam Lee, thank you once again for supporting the channel financially as well, man. It really does mean a lot. I really appreciate it, man. That's really nice of you, my friend. Subscribe and get naked. I'll lose my channel, man. Let's go Red Wings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It means let's go Red. Thanks, guys. There we go. We overpaid Lankinen and Marcus Pettersson. Him and Mar's got to be one of the worst duo. I think Marcus Pettersson's just having a pretty bad year. I don't think he's a bad defenseman. Same with Lankinen. I think both those guys can come back. Now, giving the money to Lankinen when you had a guy like Shelovs who just came off a great run in Abbotsford, maybe like that could have been a mistake if you really wanted to use the cap in a different way. But they probably thought it's insurance for Demko when he goes down and he would have an okay season if they're going to have a good year. And unfortunately, Lankinen hasn't been great, and the talent on this team hasn't been great, and the defense has had a lot of tough nights, man. Like, let's be honest here. KO is crap. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of people are upset with Kevin Lankinen right now. I still believe in him. How many games without a point for Sherwood? I think it's around the same. But he's looked real good. Like, I really hope these teams that are looking to get Sherwood, or if he doesn't extend, like they need to understand Sherwood's looked unbelievable. Like he's looked so good. He just hasn't finished in the last little bit here. Miracle 50 win streak. Just give me 1 sec. Yeah, Miracle 50 win streak. Let's do it. Adam says fire everyone. Oh, Adam. You're not taking this well, are you, brother? It will be a Besser situation all over again. Almost out the door, and then the 11th hour, 8-year deal signed. Wouldn't that be nice? I would take that in a heartbeat. Quinn Hughes is gone. Quinn Hughes stays for what reason? maybe it's just loyalty if he stays. Maybe he wants to make this work. It doesn't seem likely, especially with these losses piling up. Are we last place in the league? Let me check Tommy's picture here. We are second last place in the league right now. So, yeah, it doesn't look great, guys. By the way, some of our defense tonight, Tom Willander was the -115. Hronek played 22 minutes tonight. Quinn Hughes only played 25, and I say only because he usually plays like 28, 29 minutes. Only with the 25 minutes tonight. DPD was the only guy who was even not minus today was with the 14 minutes there. He had 18 shifts. Lankinen did not have his best game, but some of those goals, man, like absolute wide open tip-ins. Like what is he gonna do? Let's be honest. They played Lankinen so early with tension. They did. They took a gamble. Demko was damaged goods. I hope not. He's signed for a bit now. It's been 9 games. 9 games since he even has a point. He still looked good, though. But is his value going down? I had this debate with at Canucks News Summaries, and he said no because people know what he brings. It's not just the goal scoring. I think maybe it lowers it just a tad. Quinn Hughes' value stays because I said please. Quinn Hughes' value is going to stay just because it's Quinn Hughes. Trust. I remember when Nashville and Vancouver were playing each other in the playoffs now for the toilet bill. It's just hard to believe the downfall we've had in the last few years, man. It really is in that picture. The only positive is ticket price has gone down, but if you want to pay the pricey parking, the parking's fucking crazy. It's like $45 for parking or something like that. 37 or 45, I don't remember now. But it was just crazy to park near. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the ticket prices are going down, but everything else is super expensive. So Lankinen 493, Irony Seelovs 444. We don't know why we traded them. Well, we traded them because the Canucks, for some reason, and they were not the only one. There was a lot of fans didn't believe in him because he didn't play so well in the NHL. And they didn't want to risk that going into the season because it was a very important season with Quinn Hughes. So they thought if they had Lankinen and Demko, if Demko went down, they'd have a good backup goalie. The only problem with that is they also said they're going to get a second-line center, which, by the way, today we learned that there was a rejected trade for Marco Rossi. It was the 15th overall pick, Atu Ratu, and it was, help me out here. Who's the third guy? It was the 15th, Ratu, and Shilovs. That was the trade. So would you guys have done that deal? Like, again, this is before we picked Coots, right? And we didn't know how good he was going to be, and he looks great, right? So would you guys have done that deal? It's an interesting one, right? But, like, if this whole season was about finding a second-line center for depth and making Quinn happy that we're going to win, rolling in with Filipino as our second-line center was a mistake, obviously. There you go. Congratulations to the Knox on your game. I blame keeping Miller over Horvat. Miller looked really good for a few years there, but yeah, it was an interesting decision. I was okay with it at the time. I just think the following trade just didn't work out with Miller to the Rangers more than anything. I still feel like they could have probably gotten more if they waited a little bit longer. Maybe JT would get a little bit more desperate. I don't know. Demko was done. 45. Yeah, it's insane, man. It really is. Awful deal. You're not a fan of that deal? No? Well, Rossi is injured right now, isn't he? So, no. Well, we don't know if he was going to get injured if he was on our team, right? Canucks need support. I think the Canucks need a ton of support, man. I feel like the amount of depth and talent of this team, it's just not there right now, man. Like I think it's pretty fair to say. The question is who survives next season. Unlikely to trade after Quinn. No one is untouchable. Yeah, I think it's fair to say. But this team wants to retool, man. They're going to run it back. They're going to run it back 100%. Let's see what some of the media guys have to say about this one. Jake DeBrusk said, by the way, poor record at home. Our record isn't good in general. That's correct. Total Pilo. Well, there's a larger chance that Demko will be going on Thursday. This is Adam Foote with the whole Total Pilo situation. So Demko might be back in net on Thursday, guys. Quinn Hughes talking about he had decent. They had a lot of chances tonight. Didn't go well. What else? Is there anything else interesting here? Yeah, there's really not much. It's really not much. Yeah. By the way, if you guys haven't yet, go check out my three videos I made today in the morning. And I have another one tomorrow. It's going to be a tier list of the young players so far, so look out for that one. Rossi hasn't played since November 11th. Interesting. Re-signing Demko and Hito without a buffer year to see if he stay healthy was probably the worst gamble we've taken in the last few years. It's a gamble. I'll have to really the worst gamble would be OEL. Oh, I don't know. Is that the last few years? The OEL fucking trade put us back years. 3-4 years that trade put us back. One of the worst trades in NHL history, bar none. Just god awful. But I would have to wait and see. It's a wait and see approach for me. I got 4 tickets for $14.99 from Safeway, including Safeway sandwiches and Safeway Pub. I feel like I should. No, you know what? $14.99. Go to the Canucks game. Go have fun, man. Go have fun. You go take some people that have never been to a game before, so they can feel some of the Canucks pain weekend, and they'll really be a part of this community. No, I'm sure it'll be a good time, man. Especially for that cheap, man. Good news. Coots was invited to the World Training. Yes, he hit. Yes, he did. Yeah, Demko on Thursday, day-to-day on Friday. That's so mean. Oh, Adam, that's not nice, man. You never know, man. Demko might do all right. Demko's going to be healthy, okay? He's going to be healthy for the rest of the season, Adam. Believe. Let's believe, all right, buddy? Let's believe in this team. Even though I did say at the beginning of the stream, I don't think they're making the playoffs. I'm just trying to be realistic here, but maybe they'll have a few more good games here and it'll be a little bit more entertaining. But again, like the first couple periods was pretty entertaining tonight, so there was that. All right, guys, let's end it here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out on the post-game stream. Look out for some of my videos coming up. Go watch the videos I made. And Adam, thank you so much for that gifted membership, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And everybody that left a comment, hanging out on Twitter, and also hanging out on YouTube. Thank you. Drop a sub. Be a part of this community. Let's rock and roll on to the next game. Hopefully the Vancouver Canucks go out and get themselves a W. Take care, guys. Have an awesome ass night. Cheers.